A First Alert forecast.
Well, it wasn't a record warm day, but we were close. 57 for a high temperature, the record 60 degrees, set back in 2016. I mean, really not that long ago. I guess it almost was 10 years ago. That seems kind of crazy, doesn't it? But yeah, it was pretty warm today for many. In fact, Jay County, Portland, 61 degrees for a high temperature. But we are going to be switching back to what you would normally expect in February, being colder temperatures, and believe it or not, a freezing rain risk is more common in February than it would be perhaps in December or January, because we're starting to see some warmer days, warmer weather systems, and that tends to override cold air in place and therefore produce a higher ice risk. So the timing here for this midweek system, 7 p.m. Wednesday to 7 a.m. Thursday. We're going to be refining this time here over the next 48 hours. So this is kind of our current window. We hope to narrow that down here as time gets a little bit closer, but this seems to be a pretty accurate reflection on kind of what we're seeing based across a variety of forecast models. Periods of freezing rain likely with icy travel conditions possible. The amount of ice is still in question. Right now it appears more likely about 1/10 to less than 1/4 of an inch of ice, with impacts, of course, being moderate. So what is an ice storm? It is not looking like this is going to be an ice storm at the present. Could transition into one, but from the National Weather Service's definition, it's the potential within 24 to 72 hours of ice accumulations greater than or equal to 1/4 of an inch. And if you want some sort of example of kind of what this might look like, if you were here on December 19th, 2008, you probably remember a pretty prolific ice storm in this area. That's where we saw 1/4 to 1/2 an inch of ice. There were power outages for weeks. I mean, it ended up being a pretty big issue here. It is not looking like this particular system is going to result in ice storm impacts. However, there are still going to likely be impacts to travel at the very least, with a glaze on area roadways and, of course, trees, sidewalks being covered with a coating of ice. Future ice accumulation shows that about light to moderate accumulations, again, 1/10 to about 2/10 of an inch of ice accumulation looks most likely right now. You can see there's some areas of heavier ice to our south and east. If this system shifts a little farther north or south, there will likely be some changes in terms of what we would expect as far as ice amounts are concerned. But here's how it looks now. Tomorrow, dry. We should see some sunshine at times too. Clouds will increase ahead of this next system Wednesday afternoon. I don't expect much precipitation until after about 5-6 p.m. So here we are at about 7. Scattered freezing rain, maybe starting out as a little bit of sleet south and west of Fort Wayne, and then that overspreads the entire area here through Wednesday night. But you can see warmer air is winning out to the south and west of the area. Eventually, we get to some warmer air early Thursday morning, which should help with the melting process. You can see the temperature here too. Midday Wednesday, solidly in the 20s, but overnight into Thursday morning, that warmer system introduces warmer air into the region and should help again with the melting just after about 6 or 7 a.m. on Thursday. We're also watching a weather system by the weekend. This would be mid to late day Saturday that would produce either sleet, freezing rain, and or some snow. And look, you can see that these tiers here, it depends on the track of this system. Could be more ice or snow, depending on how far north or south the system moves. But certainly mid to late day Saturday, there could be some wintry impacts as well. Still a lot to iron out with this system, so we're going to kind of hold off on any special headlines about what to expect over the weekend. But just know that we're watching it. We're giving you that first alert that things could get a little dicey again over the weekend. In the meantime, partly sunny tomorrow, 37. Then there's that PM, mostly evening threat for some ice Wednesday into very early Thursday up through about sunrise. So some delays possible Thursday morning, maybe some cancellations. We should be in the 40s though by the middle of the day. So a quick warm up back down to the mid-30s Friday. Another chance for an icy mix, rain, snow, and or sleet possible mid to late day Saturday. And then temperatures below freezing likely Sunday into Monday.
All right, Matt, thanks for all that information.